And sometimes people tell me things that have changed the way we work. They're like, I wish you had done this or this intro or like, and sometimes people tell me things that I'm like, well, that's a problem I can't fix because you wanted me to like have identified somebody who would lead you around. I'm like, well, I made like 30 intros for you and those people didn't bite. This, like, I can't make them. If the product I want to have is I want people to say, Precursor Ventures and Charles Hudson were very instrumental, important investors to me for the early part of my life. And I hope that every one of my founder friends gets the chance to work with them. If you reverse engineer from that, like, what does that experience need to look like? It means you need to like not be a jerk, to show up within 3 to 5 minutes of when your Zooms are supposed to start. It means you need to remember what you talked about last time. And it means if you agree or offer to do something for founders, you should more often than not do it. And if you're not going to do it, you should tell them why.
Those are pretty basic.
Right. That feels like a doable thing.
The last thing is, I think you have to also decide what kind of long-term relationship do you want to have with founders? And this is related to your question, but it's a little roundabout. We got to a point around 2022 where I was like, we're not going to have follow-on dollars for every company in our portfolio. And how do we want to approach these conversations? Do we want to be honest with people and tell them we're not investing and here's why? Or do we want to give them the VC triple bank shot? Well, if Sequoia leads it, I'll do my pro rata. Duh. That's like not a yes. And I was like, well, I want long-term trusted I want people to trust me and believe in me, which means I'm willing to tolerate moments of awkwardness. Like, I have founders in our portfolio who called me and said, like, I want you to invest in my next round. I've said, I'm not investing and here's why. And as you can imagine, you don't have to imagine, you know this, like, they're not thrilled. They're not happy. And I'm like, I know you're not happy.
No, they're definitely not thrilled.
Are you not happy?
No founder's like, yes, you're not coming in after I just asked you to follow on.
You're not investing? Yes, I'm so thrilled.
Awesome.
And I'm just like, this is why. And it stings. And usually that next check-in after I've told them no, it's not the most fun meeting we've had. But oftentimes, one of a couple things happens. They close the round without me and they're like, you should have done it. I'm like, maybe I should have. They don't close the round. They're like, wow, actually everybody else told me the same thing you told me about their reservation. So now I have context. And the company fails. And then a year later, they're like, you shouldn't have given us money. Now that I'm like out of the fog of war and I have distance, we weren't a good company and you actually like made a good decision. And you were one of the few people who was actually direct and honest with me that you weren't investing and gave me some context as to why. I tell my team all the time, we want long-term friends. And long-term friends can get in fights, can have disagreements, can not talk for a while. And you get through it because you're going to be friends for a long time. And I think there's a lot of temptation in this business sometimes to do the easy thing to avoid saying or having a difficult conversation. I've told my team, we're just not going to be one of those funds. We're going to like deal with people that we care about in all honesty, because the things we tell them, other people are probably going to tell them the same thing too.